are we doing? Woo! So, here's the reality of this moment for me. You all just ate lunch, you're full, you're probably a little sleepy, and there's no way I could compete with that comp plan, so I'm like 0 for 2. You follow me so far, okay? 0 for 2. So I'm going to have to really step up so I can at least be 1 for 3, right? So, hey, this is such a pleasure for me. Let me first just start off by thanking Doug. What a fantastic job, Doug, you put together, doing this whole thing. Tremendous. So looking forward to working with you, my friend. And what a team. What a team. Stu, I mean, you were just on fire this morning. On fire with that comp plan. Love it, love it. And we just got an amazing rest of the afternoon for you. So, my gosh, I've been here for a couple weeks at my first meeting. And I got to tell you, it has been a match made in heaven. No better way to say it. Getting an opportunity to meet each of you has been fun. Because our business is about changing lives, right? Which means we're changing people's lives, right? And that's what we're here for. That's what we're here to do today, is to learn how we can go out and impact more people over the upcoming year. Who wants to impact more people, right? Because what happens when we impact more people? What happens to our check? What happens to our sense of fulfillment that we're doing good and that we're making a difference in people's lives? You follow me? You see, that's what we're doing here. So when you take a look at it all, ultimately, wow, we are in a position to make a difference, and that's why I'm here. Because when I saw CTFO, I said, this is a company I want to be part of. Because I love making a difference in people's lives. And this company, man, we're just getting started. Do you feel it?
Yes.
We're just getting started. So that's good stuff. So you want to know a little bit more about me? I mean, I'm going to tell you anyway, so you got to say yes, right? I'm going to tell you a little bit more about me. So I'm going to go way back with you. I'm going to tell you, like, I was born in Connecticut, right? I live in Arizona now, married to my wife, celebrated our 30th year anniversary. Yay. Ellen's awesome. 3 kids at home, 29, 28, 24. They all left and then they all came back. How does that happen, right? But it's all good. It's just fantastic. So, let me tell you a little bit about me growing up. So my mom and dad, it's kind of like, I love to hear people's stories, right? Because it really kind of gives us insight into what's important to them and, what they've gone through. So for me, I started in a very, how would I say it? We didn't have much growing up. I mean, that's probably the best way to put it. My dad was a purchasing agent. My mom was a waitress and a musician, which comes into play in my life in a little bit. She was a singer. So my mom and dad never made more than $30,000 a year in total. I lived in the first about 15 years of my childhood. Grew up in an 800 square foot government subsidized home in Connecticut. So we didn't have much. Didn't have much at all. I just remember wanting to do a lot of things and just quite frankly not able to do it. But here's what we had. We had a lot of love in my family. My mom and dad, just so blessed, right? Now, I lost my dad last year. And I got to tell you, though, as I look back over that, my childhood, mom and dad instilled in me some values that are really important. Number one, the value of respect. I always tell my kids, you know what? Doesn't matter what somebody does. All that matters is what they have inside here. And that's what we base our respect on, right? So my mom and dad always taught me respect. Growing up, if you were to look in my high school yearbook, you know what it would say? It wouldn't say being a president of a network marketing company. It would say most likely to be a rock star. Can you believe that? Probably not connected with you right now, right? So my mom, check this out. My mom, when I was my grandfather, let me take a step back, was a really famous drummer. He played with Louis Armstrong. So music was a big part of our life. So at 13 years old, I was actually playing in a band with my mother. Think about that. Like the Partridge Family, right? I didn't let any of my friends know about it because, that just doesn't go over well with your friends. You're playing in the band with your mom, really, Kev, right? But I was. And, why do I tell you that? I tell you that because after high school, I went on to college. Now, for those parents out there who have kids who maybe take a little time getting through college, it took me 7 years to get through college. Got my degree in economics. You know why it took me 7 years? Because I had to go to college part-time. Because the way I paid for college was playing in a band. So I remember I'd be playing in the band till 2 in the morning. I'd be driving home till 3 in the morning, and I'd get up at 7 in the morning and take my economics class test at 8 in the morning, right? So what I know is this. I know that when you want to achieve something in life, boy, you got to work hard, and I learned that at a very early age, right? So, boy, there's some good lessons, right? When you're focused on something, when there's a will, there's a way, right? When there's a will, there's a way. So interestingly enough, it took me 7 years to graduate from college. My final class was badminton, believe it or not, right? I went through all that. It wasn't like economics, like 400, like something really big, right? Badminton. I'm like, really? So, hey, it all worked, right? So from college, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. So, we are a product of our choices in life. I really believe that. And you never know when those choices are going to become so meaningful to you when you're sort of in the moment. Just sometimes it escapes you. Graduating from college, I took a job with a company called New England Residential Services. Just took it because I wanted to start earning some income. It was a company that would take mentally and physically disabled adults out of the institutions and put them in the group homes, acclimate them to the community. I took the job part-time, fell in love with it, became a program director, did that for 5 years. Working with people, mentally and physically disabled, helping them, again, get acclimated into the community, find jobs. These were people that, when they came to us in a group home setting, they couldn't even feed themselves. By the time we loved them, gave the environment, gave them the support that they needed, they were now holding down jobs a year or two later. It's remarkable what can happen when you can believe in people, when others don't, right? So why is that important? Why do I tell you that? Because it was from that's when my mission became so clear in my life. And that's this, to help people reach their God-given potential. Real simple. And that is what has fueled me from that day forward. And that is my mission in life. I want you to know that, because as you come to know me and I come to know you, I want you to know that I'm here for you, right? While the webinar was great and, the accolades, honestly, none of it matters. All that matters for me is the impact I can make in your life through this company, right? Because that's really important. So, again, graduated from college, did that for about 5 years in the group home, and then from there, I got introduced to network marketing, fell in love with it, very similar to maybe the way some of you have been introduced to network marketing. You were at some meetings, you saw somebody drawing the circles on the whiteboard, right? And you're like, that looks interesting. So my wife and I saw this back in 1990, and we said, yeah, we want to be part of this. So we joined a network marketing company way back when. 1990, guys. How long ago was that? Don't even tell me, right? Let's not do the math on that one, right? So did that for a few years. It was that point I realized this is the perfect match for me. Because there is no business in the world where so many can impact so many as what we do. And I said, this is what I have to be part of. So for the next 30 years, some of them as distributor and another 25 years as president of a company, I've been able to be part of this industry, and I feel so blessed. So blessed. Yes, been able to help to lead a company to a total of $1 billion in sales over 20 years. That's significant, right? But here's what's most significant. Behind all those numbers are all the people whose lives have been positively changed across 20 different countries, right? All around the world. So what does it all mean? I mean, what it means for me is that this right here is the most excited I have been. I can't even remember since when, because of what you are all part of. And I'm excited to be able to bring that experience, right? Because there's a lot of lessons learned. The gray hairs are not the lessons of, hey, yes, that was so awesome. No, those are lessons of, wow, oof, that was a good learning experience, right? And the nice thing is I can bring that back to this company and help lead this company along with the amazing, amazing team you already have here, right? What a fantastic corporate team you have here at CTFO. And I'm looking for oh, there's Stu!
It was on your face.
You're beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, so again, I'm here, and Geez, I just feel so happy that we could all be together like this, right? I mean, is it me, or does this not just feel wonderful to do again? Yes. Right? I mean, how long have we? I've been waiting for this moment for so long, right? In so many different ways. And again, I believe there's a reason why we're all here together. I'm just not a believer in accidents, right, in life. So it's just, again, my passion to be here. And I wanted to share some thoughts with you. I'm sort of my experience getting to know this incredible company. Now, one of the things that Doug had alluded to was this. What really hit me about what we do is we have an opportunity to do it in what I believe is the most perfectly timed company in our industry. If you haven't written that down, please do so. Because this is so important to grasp the power of now. Here's what I have learned over the many years, is that one of the greatest challenges that you will face in your business is not the no from somebody. It's not understanding the significance of what you have in your hand. Wow. That is your greatest challenge. Trust me. That will be your greatest challenge. Because when you really grasp that, I think is when the magic can begin to happen, right? So we're going to talk about what exactly is perfect timing. Because I've heard so many different definitions. You know, I've often seen people come up to me and say, hey, listen, there's this new startup coming. You got to get in early before everybody else does. Yeah. And I'm like, what? Yeah. Seriously? Yeah. You want me to get into a new startup? Why? Well, because the reward is so high. But wait a minute, the risk is even higher. Right. Yes? I mean, think about it, right? The risk is even higher. I mean, we've heard, Kelly, you said it, 98% of the businesses aren't around in 5 years. In the first couple of years, forget it, right? So here's the other thing. You got to suffer through the challenges. So here's your experience with the startup. You got to suffer through the challenges. All right, well then what's the other option, right? Some of you, I see you nodding your head, right, a little bit? Hey, that's what happens, right? So now, here's the other thing, though. Is that perfect timing? That brand new company? No, it's definitely not. But oftentimes people will look at it like that. How about the large company? Well, you got a lot of large companies out there, right? In our industry. Is that a perfectly timed company? Well, the risk is low, but the reward is also lower, right? So, again, the nice thing about that is most of the challenges have already been experienced, right? But again, your reward is lower. Is that perfectly timed? I don't think so, right? Now let's look at CTFO. This is the stuff that made me say I have got to be in this company and be part of it with everyone here and be part of it with this amazing team. You look at the opportunity that we have right now. Stu, what you just announced, do we have a high reward possibility in this company? Yes or no? Yes. Let me hear it. Yes or no? Yes. Yes. Right? Oof, that was good. By the way, write this one down too. You got to. If I'm going along, will you please tell me? But leaders are front seaters. Exactly. Okay. Did you ever hear that one? Leaders are front seaters. You got me? Yeah. So that's good stuff. But listen, second row's good. So, all right. So we look at the risk. Now, CTFO. Here's the great thing about CTFO is you've got just such incredible opportunity here. But the risk is low. Why do I say that? Because number one, we're a 6-year-old company, right? Number two, we stubbed our toe at times. The greatest lessons are learned when we stub our toe, right? Number three, I've stubbed my toe many a time. So I can now bring all of that toe stubbing to this company as well, okay? And know exactly how we move forward to be able to help the company avoid, some of the pitfalls that I've been able to experience, right? So I feel so blessed at this moment to be able to come to this company and bring some of that. Now, that doesn't mean everything's going to be perfect, okay? But it means this. It means we're going to do our best to get it right. And here's what I love about Stu and Steve is that if we don't get it right, we're going to make it right. You follow me? That's big. Okay. So that's really important. So we look at this. Hey, we have the experience on this team to minimize those challenges. Not eliminate, but minimize those challenges. So do we think the perfect timing for CTFO is a yes or a no? Yes. Yes. Right. It's yes. And that to me is what's very exciting. Now here's the probably more important question. Is it the perfect timing for you? Right? Because that's ultimately, like I said, when we recognize what we have in our hand, I think that's when the magic begins to happen. Because to be successful, if you think about it, you know, we're not saying you need a 4-year degree from Harvard or a medical degree or anything like that, right? You need to be able to be passionate and share and be persistent in what you do, right? So we've got an opportunity right now, I believe, to totally change lives. So, yes, that is me. Look under the hood. Here's what I did. You see, when I looked at CTFO, I saw the products, top-notch. Comp plan, top-notch. All that stuff, right? But honestly, that wasn't the important part for me. I wanted to look under the hood. I wanted to maybe see some things that other people haven't been able to see and really understand where this company is coming from. Because look, we know the products are top-notch, yes? Yes. I mean, just fantastic. We know the compensation plan? Woof. We know it now. Pretty amazing, right? Then we look at our tools. Awesome tools, right? But what is the difference maker? And I will tell you this. This is the difference maker. This is what I want to tell you here today. I know you know it. I know you feel it. But I'm going to tell you as an outsider looking in, initially, this is what I saw. It's the ownership of this company and the leadership of this company. Yeah. Stu, Steve, the whole corporate team. Guys, it's a blessing. It's a blessing. So one of the other opportunities I've had to do is I served on the board of directors for 2 years for the DSA. I remember my first meeting, I think it was yesterday, I sat down next to Doug DeVos. Doug DeVos is one of the people at Amway, one of the big, I mean, Amway's a giant, right? And some other people. And I can tell you that I have rubbed shoulders with some pretty talented people in our industry. And I can tell you that the team and the ownership that you have here is second to none. Second to none. So that's what I want to talk to you about. So we see CTFO, changing the future outcome. I'm going to share with you how I see it, what I saw, what CTFO stood for. And I want you to take some notes on this. Why? Because the very thing that I saw that made me say, I've got to be part of this, is the very thing that your people need to see from you as a leader. Okay? So we're going to talk about this. What does the C stand for? Commitment. Now, let me tell you something about commitment. Commitment is not one of the things that you decide to do someday.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
It's not just a someday kind of thing. Commitment is the thing that you do today to get you to where you want to be in the future.
That's right.
So not someday, but today. So that's where we need to be. So the first thing that I said was this. What is this company committed to? And that's it right there. When I saw this vision, right, provides tools to empower people in business, health, and serving others. That's it. Demonstrating the good news with quality, integrity, and generosity. That's the vision. And when I said this to, I asked him this question. I said, Stu, I see your vision, but where do you want to take this company? He says, we're already a $1 billion company. We just got to catch up to that. I mean, that's how clear, Stu, you need that in ownership. You need to, because that's the kind of commitment, right, that is that never-ending commitment that you can count on, right? So that commitment is everything. So let's kind of dig into this for a minute. Empowering people. What's that all about? It's a commitment to basically enabling people to change their lives, to giving them tools, to be able to give them products, to be able to give them things that empower them to make the changes in their life. I love this. Service to others. Service to others. I have found this. Often people join to take care of their own needs, and they realize that the way they become successful is by helping other people take care of their needs and succeed, have their success, right? So again, we succeed by helping others succeed. Don't you love that about our business, right? That's what we're doing. The good news, I love the good news that we have in our vision. The good news, capital G, capital N, right? The good news. There's a higher purpose going on in this company. Phenomenal. Quality, we see it in our products. We see it in our compensation plan. We see it in our team. That's what I saw. When I went under the hood, I said, how important is it for them to have great products? And as I began to look into that, wow, I said, yes, these are top. The integrity of a company is seen right here in this bottle. Straight out. That's where the integrity of a company can be seen. So you see it in the quality of the products, the quality of the team, Dave, the work that you've done helping putting these products together. Man, we are blessed to have David. What a gift in this company. Absolutely. Great to have him. Let's give David a round of applause. Absolutely. Integrity. We know what integrity is all about, right? That's what this company was. That flows through the veins of CTFO integrity. That was so important to me, right? Doing what you say you're going to do. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. But elusive oftentimes in business. Not here. Not here. Generosity, abundance. Did we not see that in the comp plan today?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I felt. Generosity. Generosity. And you know what? When I saw all that, when I looked at that and I said, are these guys committed? I'm like, I'm all in. I'm all in. So I'm all in with this company. And that's commitment. It's not I'm kind of in. It's not let me dip my toe in. It's I'm all in. So here's the question for you. Are you all in? Okay? And what does all in mean? So does all in mean that you're all in when things are good? Or does all in mean you're all in when things are good and also challenging? Because success is not like this. It's like this and ups and downs, right? So my thing is being all in regardless of the moment. Okay? That's so important. Let's talk about the second one, trust. Commitment, trust. Let's talk about what that means. Keeping promises. Yes. I remember meeting with, again, Stu and Steve. And here's the promise. They said, we want to reward our leaders better than any company in the industry. And after I saw the compensation plan, wow. See, that's trust. That's keeping promises, right? Good men in this company. Stu, Steve, Michael, the owners of the phenomenal. Stu, one of the most generous and abundant-hearted people I've met. Consistent. Consistent. So here's a really good one for you. Consistent. Do people say one thing and do another? Or are they consistent? So how do we apply that to your business? Do you tell people to do things that you're not willing to do? Or do you lead by doing without even have to tell? Follow me? This is what we're talking about. And this is what I saw in this company, CTFO. All right. Care. Wow, that's another one. You want to talk about trust? Do they care? Let me tell you, let me give you an example of this real quickly. Around January, I was looking to join the company. Couldn't do it. There were just some things going on that I wasn't ready for it. And I had to tell Stu, I can't come in yet. So you know what I was expecting him to say? Well, if you can't come in now, then you know what? We're gonna pass. We're gonna move on. You know what he said? He said, Kev, you come here when you're ready. He says, we're here for you. We're not looking for another president. When you're ready, you come here because we want you to be part of this company. Honestly, that completely blew me away. You know what that is? That's somebody who genuinely cares about the person. He was focused on me, not on him. I love that, right? So again, some great lessons here. Not only in business, but in life. And transparent. Remember I showed you that picture of under the hood? Stu said, listen, you look, we're an open book. You know what? You know when people say we're an open book, you know what kind of people those are? Honest. They're the kind of people who have nothing to hide, right? Nothing to hide. Don't you love that? That's the kind of company you are working with. And guess what? When I saw that, I said, I'm all in. Trust, our most important product in the company. And I would just say this for you, as you move forward, just ask yourself, how can I keep my promises? How can I continue to lead by example? How can I continue to align my purpose with helping other people grow in this business? And how can I take advantage of this moment to really do great things? It comes down to trust. F for family and faith. This is a family. I mean, I feel it. This is a family and of faith. Faith in each other. Faith in God. Makes this company special. Quick story. I was on the phone with a banker this week. I like bankers about as much as I like lawyers. Hopefully I don't offend anybody, okay? You know what he said? I said, so how long have you been working with Stu? And he said, like 11 years. I said, what do you think of Stu? And I call him Stuart. I'm sorry, hopefully that's good.
I love you. You call me anything you want.
You got it.
That's glad to hear.
So I said, what do you think of Stu? Here's what he said. I love, this is coming from a banker, right, that you're doing business with. He said, there's a special place in heaven for Stu. How beautiful is that? Right? I mean, and he was like, I was on a Zoom, so it's not like he said it and then it was chuckling, right, kind of thing. I saw it and it was, I mean, that's beautiful, right? I mean, that to me is family, that's faith, that's the kind of people you can count on in this company. Count on. Finally, this. Opportunity. Commitment, trust, family and faith, and opportunity. Those are my 4 things that I saw in this company in such a huge, huge way. For me, the opportunity was around being with a company that was consistent with their values, that truly believed in the people, that truly believed in the future. When I saw that, I'm like, I need to be part of that, right? I want to be part of that. Because opportunity, I have found this, and studies will tell you this. We'll often regret the things that we don't do, is how they say it, more than we do, right? So here's my point. You have got such an amazing moment right now. Opportunity. So here's what I want you to think about. If you can, let's just take the next 6 months. If you can lay out your perfect 6 months. So where are we right now? We're May, June, July, August, September, October, let's say November. Where do you want to be in November? Okay, where do you want to be? I want you to think about such things as how much, what's my income? Think about what Infinity team you want to be in. Okay, what your title's going to be? How awesome are those monthly bonuses that you now get at like $5K and so on, right? Where do you want to be? I want you to think about that. Because I have also found this, that opportunity comes to those who are clearest about what they want. And it often eludes those who aren't really sure, who don't have that clarity yet. So I want you to leave here today, not just thinking about all that was announced, but equally, if not more important, where does this all fit into your life? And what is going to be your commitment to be able to get to where you want to be 6 months from now? Okay? 6 months from now. Think about that. Let me also have you take a look at this, because this to me is one of the most powerful pictures that I've ever seen. Why is that so powerful? What do you see in that? Ripple. The ripple effect. If Todd Smith didn't risk the no of Doug maybe saying no, think about how many people's lives may not have been blessed because Doug didn't know about this industry. Think about that, right? It is an honor to be here. It is an honor to be able to work with each of you. I'm a big believer in the concept of leave your ego at the door. I'm a big believer in the concept of focusing on others, because that's how you get to where you want to be in our business. And I'm a big believer in the power of commitment, of trust, of family and faith, and the power of the opportunity in the moment. That's what you got here. I'm so excited to be part of this company with you.